It's party time!
Greetings, Earth creatures. It is I, Sonic Daybreaker, and yes, here to talk to you about that Gouki deck profile. Yep, the only thing I use in locals and how I keep losing because of this, yeah. You know, if I filmed some elevators on Monday, I would still try to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profiles, yeah. Without further ado, we're gonna go with the deck profile already. At least for the monsters, I consider running triple copies of Gouki Super X, because when I summon it, I can special summon any Gouki monster I like from my hand, whether it's a Scorpio, Machine Super X, with Cobra, or perhaps Bear Hug. Yeah, that would be an easy way to combo off. So when sent to the graveyard, from the when sent from my field to the graveyard, I just add a Gouki card. I mean, it'll more likely get negated with Ash Blossom or Call by the Grave, whatever it is. See? Easy. Or any others. I like running triple copies of the new one from the Dual Dimensions, Gouki Machine Super X. See? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was Dual Dimensions. Yeah. Of course, you know a Gouki Machine, it's a tuner, you know. I mean, what do you even do with a tuner anyway? I have no idea what I do with it, but yeah, that's right. Ever since the new ban list, I mean. Ever since the new ban list came out, I mean, who knew what I do? Who knew what I do? Because I would just go on a synchro summon, probably Dragon Ogre or something, yeah. That's what I do with the level 2, either way, Also, I run triple copies of, Gouki plus Cobra. The reason why I run these is because, why? I can attribute another Gouki monster and target the Gouki monster I control and gains the attack was equal to the original. I mean, if I were to treat Machine Super X, who knows? Because when Twist Cobra was sent to the graveyard, field to the graveyard, you can add any Gouki card you like from your deck to your hand. I mean, keep searching and adding is all you ever do. I mean, you go use these effects of every Gouki once per turn. I mean, it will more likely get negated, you know, even though I use Twist Cobra. I also like running triple copies of Gouki Rice Scorpio. I mean, it is the only level 6, level 5 monster. Because when I have no monsters or all monsters I control are Gouki, I can just summon it without tributing, yeah? But when it's set, or you can special summon it due to Super X or Machine Super X, I mean, seriously. When it's sent to the graveyard, what do? Add a Gouki card from the deck to the hand, yeah? So if you only use Rice Scorpio once a turn, I mean, that might even work. I like running double headbat, because, why? If it's my hand, I can send out another Gouki monster from my field to from my hand to the graveyard. I target a Gouki monster you control, you special summon it, and it gains 800 attack points. It's more likely to use for Machine Super X effect. I mean, if you use Reveal It and Headbat or Iron Claw to summon it, then you can bring out a level 6 Dragon Ogre easily. See? But if it's sent to the field to the graveyard, you can add a Gouki card. Simple as that. Also like running 2 Octo Stretch. Why I run 2 Octo Stretch? Because it looks good enough to me, because whenever my opponent's monster attacks, I can just send it to the graveyard. The damage I take from the battle is half. And whenever I take effect, if I would get taken effect damage, what do? I just discard it and I take half the effect damage. But if it's sent from my field to the graveyard, I just add a Gouki card. Easily. Could be searchable. Like so. See? I also like running double copies of Iron Claw. Why? Because whenever my Gouki monster battles an opponent's monster, I just send it to the graveyard, and then from my hand to the graveyard. Until the end of the turn, it gets 500 attack points, and it's unaffected by my opponent's card effects. More likely, the great choosing if I use Super X effect, Machine Super X effect, and bring it out an Iron Claw, just bring out Dragon Ogre like I said, yeah. But if it's sent to the field of the graveyard, you can add a Gouki card from the deck to the hand. More likely be negated with Ash Blossom or Call by the Grave, whatever it is, or Grave Digger Trap or whatever it is. I like running double copies of Gouki Guts. I mean, the reason why I run Gouki Guts, I mean, This defense position card can't be destroyed by battle. Of course, I can make all Gouki monsters get 200 tap points. I mean, you can only use each effect once a turn. But if it's sent from my field to the graveyard, I can add a Gouki card from my deck to the hand, except for Gouki Guts. See? I like writing double copies of Gouki Ring Trainer. The reason why I run these is when I have no monsters, I can reveal this card in my hand, target a Gouki Link monster in my graveyard, and special summon it. That target. But it loses 500 tap points. But when I have a Gouki Link monster, he cannot be destroyed by battle. I mean, literally, I don't know. Funny is that it actually could be negated, but caught by the grave, maybe. The other Goukis I like running is the Tag Partner. I mean, with Tag Partner, when he's sent to the graveyard as link material for the link summon the Gouki monster, I can have that Gouki Link monster gain 1,000 attack to the end of the turn. But during the main phase, I can banish it, then target a Gouki spell in the graveyard, shuffle the deck. Especially when I run Mono Salt. For Mono Salt, I can return a Gouki monster I want to the hand and special summon it. Easy, see? And I can target a Gouki Link monster in my graveyard. I can return to the extra deck, and I can add a Gouki monster from my graveyard to the hand. I mean, I don't know why Mono Salt would be a good approach, especially with the Bear Hug. Because when summoned by the when special summoned by the effect of a Gouki card or normal summon, I can target a face-up monster my opponent controls, and its attack points become half its original attack points on the end of the turn. Or if it's sent to the graveyard, I can add a Gouki card from my deck to the hand, like those two, except for Bear Hug. See? Easily. Now for other cards. Like Rookie Warrior Lady, simple as that. I make the opponent's monster lose a tap points equal to the original tap points at the end of the turn. But I can banish this and I can target any Gouki I like and I can add it to the hand. Easy. See? And also run the hand traps. Ask Blossom and the Ghost Spell. Simple as that. See? Could have got me art though. But let's go with the spells. Spells consist of triple copies of Gouki Cage Match. The reason why I run these is because with Activate, I can place 3 counters on this card. See? And if a Gouki monster I control, if my Gouki monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, I can just remove a counter from it. And once turned at the end of the battle phase, I can remove the last of the counters that have been removed, and I can special summon as many Gouki monsters as possible from my hand or deck, and slash from a deck, and then place 3 counters on it again. Easy. See? I also like running double copies of, I meant to say, double copies of Gouki Rematch. Why? Because I can target 2 Gouki monsters at different levels in the graveyard, special summon them, combo off and keep link summoning, whatever it is, or just single summon, whatever it is. Oh well. I also like running triple copies of Gouki Finishing Move. Why? Because I can target a Gouki Link monster I control and it gains the tap points equal to the Link rating times 1,000, and that also deals piercing easily, but I can't declare attacks except for Goukis. I remembered using Master Olga for that. They're my locals and I just, beat the crap out of someone. But oh well. 2 copies of Gouki Game Face. Why do I run these? Because, for whatever reason it is, with Activate, I can special summon any Earth attribute monster I like. Whether it's a warrior, dinosaur, or Cyrus from my hand. First, I can trivially create a higher Gouki monster. You can bring on any Dino Wrestler or G-Golem monster from a deck or extra deck. I don't have any Dino Wrestlers or G-Golem monsters, whatever it is. Oh well. I have 1 copy of Gouki Face Turn. Why? Because I can target a Gouki card I control and a Gouki monster in my graveyard. I can destroy it, and I can special summon that other monster, whether it's a Link monster or any of those. Like Suplex, for instance. Any other spells, I consider running 1 reinforcement of the army to add a level 4 or lower warrior type because most of my Goukis are level 4 or lower. Also like running 1 warrior returning alive, which is good enough for me. Maybe. Also on Monster Reborn, Gouki, Upstart. Upstart Goblin would be easier. Either way. Also like running command dropper, sending number of cards from my hand or field to the graveyard, and I can negate any of those may affect monsters, and I can negate these. But their monster tap list is halved. My opponent cannot activate cards or effects of the same original type as a card set to the graveyard. Easily like a spell, trap, and monster. See? Could be a good negator, maybe. Or if I have Forbidden Crown, that is. Also one Palm of Avarice just to be safe, and the Harpy's Feather Duster to destroy my opponent's back row. And then chain other Twin Twisters to destroy the back row as well. And last, the Burial from a different dimension, just to be safe. Now for the trap cards. The trap cards, I consider running Desperate Tag. If you haven't remembered Gore's line from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, go with Desperate Tag. When a base of attack position monster I control is destroyed by battle during damage count, I don't take any battle damage, and what do I do with it? I can special summon a low for a lower warrior type monster at the end of the damage damage. See? Easily. Especially with Rising Energy. That's the only line Gouki would use. That's the only line Gore says in Duel Links, yeah. All I do is just discard a card and target one phase of monster on the field. The target gains 1500 attack till the end of the battle phase. And till the end phase, I mean, easy. Also, the other traps I consider running will be Infinite Impermanence, Double Die. Yep, Double Die will be handy, though. You can special summon a level for a warrior type monster from the deck if you have no monsters. Oh yeah, you can target one warrior type monster I control, and you can special summon an Earth attribute warrior type monster from my graveyard. From my deck or graveyard that has an equal or lower level. I mean, you can even bring out Gouki Headbat, Suprex, or if you dare to target right Scorpio or Bearhug, whatever it is, or Tyrant Ogre maybe. I think I run Battle Guard Howling, Rage, and Battle Guard Howling. I mean, that would possibly work, you know. Battle Guard Howling, you can try one things on monster control, and yeah, my opponent takes damage equal to the original attack points whenever my opponent's monster declares an attack, when a warrior type monster I control is targeted for an attack, or by the opponent's monster effect. Easily, and I just return to the air. Simple. See? And Battle Guard Rage, you can target one warrior type monster I control. You control gains 1,000 attack points, and the monster destroyed by battle that returns to the hand instead of going to the graveyard. I mean, who knows Battle Guard Rage will come in handy. Only running one Crackdown. Simple. Why? Because I can take control of his effect monster. And yep, it cannot tag or activate its effects, you know. Especially if I run back to the front. I mean, back to the front will be even easier than that. You can just bring back a monster from your graveyard defense, except the Link monster. Also like one Miracles, and a Jar of Avarice. So yeah, that should be it for the main deck. Now we go to the extra deck. The extra deck consists of the only fusion monster they have, Gouki, the Tyrant Ogre. Requires a Gouki Link monster, a warrior, dinosaur, cybers. Easy, see? But when it battles, my opponent cannot activate cards or effects at the end of the damage step. When fusion summoned, I can target cards on the field up to the total link rating of Gouki monsters using this card material. But when I use a Link to higher monster, neither player can activate the targeted cards, those targeted cards or their effects or response, and I can destroy them easily. See? That's what Tyrant Ogre would do, yeah. Also like running Dragon Ogre. Why I run Dragon Ogre? Because when Synchro summoned, I can add any Gouki spell I like from my deck to the hand. Whether it's a cage match, game face, rematch, or turn. Or face turn, whatever it is, yeah. See? Like... or finishing move, whatever it is. See? Or if it said And yeah, if it says in the graveyard, I can target one of an attribute monster I control. But without a face-up monster, my opponent can target it for attacks. So I can add a Gouki monster with less attack points from my graveyard back to the hand. Easily. See? That's all for those two monsters. Now we go to the Link monsters. Link monsters, I run the Gouki Destroy Ogre. I mean, why do I run Gouki Destroy Ogre? Because the first time each monster's card points to will be destroyed by battle each turn it's not destroyed. No wonder why Gore never uses this card. Yeah, but there by main phase, I can activate this effect, but I can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Goukis. And my opponent can special summon one or two monsters from the graveyard. Then I can special summon up to that many non-link Gouki monsters from my graveyard. Whether it's Tyrant Ogre or Dragon Ogre, yeah. To any zone it points to, easily. See? Or any others. Whichever it is. See? Simple. If you only use this effect, Destroy Ogre once a turn. Also, I like running Heal Ogre. The reason why I run Heal Ogre is because when a monster's card points to activates the effect, I can negate it, and then I can destroy it. And I can bring back a Gouki monster I want to my graveyard, whether it's Tyrant, Dragon, or any other Gouki effect monster I like. Oh yeah, or any Gouki Link monster, whichever comes first. See? I also run one Jet Ogre. With Jet Ogre, once a turn I can run Gouki card control, and I can destroy it, and I can change all monsters on the field to face an attack position. But if it's sent to the graveyard, I can have all my Gouki monsters I currently control get 500 attack till the end of the turn. Easy. You don't use the effects of Jet Ogre once a turn. Simple. I also like running double copies of Shiek Ogre. While I run Shiek Ogre, because when Gouki monsters are added from my deck to the hand, except by drawing it, I can just special summon them off any Gouki monsters from my hand that have different levels. And I can fuse and summon the Gouki fusion monsters from my extra deck using monsters from my hand or field. Easy. See? Simple as that. I like running one Gouki Thunder Ogre. The reason why I run Thunder Ogre is when the monster's card points to destroyed by battle or card effect, I can have negate 400 attack points. See? But the turn player applies the following effect while that monster on the field. And I can normal summon the monster from my hand to a zone it points to in addition to the normal summoner set. The player, yeah. They can do that, yeah. Simple as that. Once a turn, yeah. I also like running one Blade Ogre. The reason why I run Blade Ogre is because it gains 300 attack points for each monster it points to. And I can choose the monster's card points to on either field. And what it does, I can have it make a second attack for each battle phase. Even if I use Gouki finishing move and just finish it quickly, baby. The only ace monster I consider running would be 2 copies of Great Ogre. Why? Because all monsters on the field lose attack points due to their defense. I mean, Gouki monsters have 0 defense. Simple. But if it'll be destroyed by battle or card effect, I just destroy one of the monsters. See? Easy. I like running one Gouki, the Giant Ogre. Why? Because of how it works. I tried to use it, but I should have thought of negating it, even if it's lower. And then Crystal Wing would have activated and negated Giant Ogre. See, this doesn't affect my activated face of my opponent's monsters with attack less than or equal. I mean, whenever my opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card or SI monsters it points to, quick effect, I can make it lose 500 attack points, and I can negate it. But if its current attack points is different, I can have it get 1,000 attack to the end of the turn. Easy. See? If I dare to use Swiss Cobra, maybe. Yeah, that'll up the power. Simple. I like running one Master Ogre. Usually why I run Master Ogre is I can return out any number of Gouki monsters to my control and points into the hand, and I can target any number of face-up cards my opponent controls, and I can negate their effects. And it can attack all my opponent's monsters once each. I mean, when my opponent controls a face-up monster, it can only target their monster with the highest attack points. Yeah. if my opponent controls a face-up monster, it can only target this card can only target their monster with the highest attack points for attacks. See? Simple as that. Just like probably if I use Power Load Ogre, because when Link summons, he's unaffected by other card effects. So they gain attack points equals its combined Link speed of all other monsters I control multiplied by 200. But if I run a Tribute Master Ogre, for example, I destroy I target cards in the field up to its late range, just destroy it. Simple as that. See? Also, I like the last but not least, Shield Ogre. Well, I think actually Solid Ogre, yeah. Well, Solid Ogre cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, but it points to if I were to co-link it with Power Load, Master, or Great Ogre, whatever it is, or Blade Ogre, yeah. And yeah, once until I can tell you one Gouki monster in my main monster zone, I can move that monster I control to the main monster zone it points to. Simple as that. See? And I think my side deck consists of the allied forces, because all warrior type monsters I control get a 200 attack for every warrior or spellcaster type monster I control. That's the only one I have in the side deck. And let's just say I would just combo easily. See? Well then, this is Mosonic Daybreaker, signing off.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. If you want to watch more videos, click either one of them.